Liverpool head to Burnley for the first game back after the international break. Here is everything you need to know and more regarding the upcoming fixture on the Sunday, including some stats, some form guide, maybe a bit of a look into who we're playing, how they're going to set up maybe, a predicted 11 for them, and also, of course, a predicted 11 for Liverpool. What team would I start versus what team do I think will start? And actually, there's not many disparities with the two teams. I think there's a pretty straightforward 11 here that will be played, given, I believe, an injury to Curtis Jones, and I believe fitness issues regarding about Alexis McAllister. Obviously, an international trip away with Argentina. Maybe takes a bit of time to recover from that, more so than other players, I guess. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Here's some form for you. Firstly, by the way, I hope you're all well after the international break. A very boring international break. England's last game was okay. I thought we played really well. But other than that, it's like, get the Premier League back, Jesus Christ. And obviously, everything that's happened in the last few days on social media, it's just been... Social media has been so avoidable the last few days. I mean, I've not been in it. I don't know about you guys. So, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. Subscribe if you're asked. 20,000 subs on the horizon. So, help me get there as quickly as possible. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. But listen, Liverpool are strong favourites going into this game. And here's some stats that kind of maybe prove that. Burnley have lost 10 of their last 11 Premier League matches against the reigning champions. This is a weird one. 8 of 10 goals in Burnley's Premier League games this year have come in the second half. Interesting. Liverpool's league games this season have witnessed a pre-round league high 10 second half goals. What's a pre-round league? I don't know. Basically, we're scoring a lot in the second half. That's what that means. Liverpool have scored in 37 consecutive Premier League matches, the longest run in the top flight in their history. So there's some stats going into the game. What do they tell me? They tell me we score a lot of goals. They tell me there's a lot of second half goals between both teams, so that might be a theme in this game. Ultimately, it doesn't really change how we should set up. They're kind of just... I don't even know. They're context stats, I guess, more than anything. You're probably clicking off. Let's get into the video. Alisson starts in goal, of course. No one really comes in there for me in any Premier League game. I don't think that'll be the case unless he gets has a drastic dip in form and gets injured, to be honest with you. The same with Van Dijk. Of course, Van Dijk's going to start this game. And also, I believe Konate starts this game. He had a good game against Arsenal. For me, he really stepped up. I look at Leone. I believe he's playing against Southampton in the Carabao Cup. Is that the week after? Be a good opportunity for him. A great chance, obviously. But Konate starts this game. Left back, a few people throwing Robertson in again. I don't know why. I believe, like Konate, Kerkez really stepped up and bounced back against Arsenal, which is so important. You know, I think he's settled to the home crowd now. The first game, he was very rash and very hot-headed, and he had a point to prove. But I just thought the second game, he really eased into it, and he settled down, right? And that's the Kerkez we were watching at Bournemouth, and the guy we signed. It was starting to look familiar to the guy we signed. So positives, real positives, and he starts this game again. I'm no problems at all. Maybe the right-hand side's a bit more tough in regards to the right-back. I think Frimpong has a great shout here, although he's just come back from an injury. It's one of them where if you don't need to play him, don't play him. You know what I mean? If it was the only choice there, it's like, oh, okay, Frimpong can play. He's fully fit. Yeah, he's had a bit of an injury, but okay, you play him because no one else, but there is someone else, there's other players, right? One of them is Szoboszlai. Oh my God, what have I done here? Sorry. I've lost my screen. No, wait, we're back. One of them, Szoboszlai, who obviously has been our best player the last two games for me. Or certainly against Arsenal, maybe behind Van Dijk against Newcastle. From right back, he's been great. I mean, aside from the goal, he was still probably our best player in that game. So, does he maintain the role there? In my opinion, no. And maybe that's a radical opinion, given how good he's been at right back recently. But let's not forget why he was playing there in the first place. He was playing there because we had no fit right backs. And now, guys, we do. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find him. Where the hell? Hello, number 12. There, Bradley. I believe Bradley plays this game. I think it's a weird one with right back now, because I think people almost rate Bradley as our third best right back, given Frimpong's come in from an amazing Leverkusen side, went unbeaten 2 years ago, got a great future. Like, he's really quick and he's really great at getting forward. He looks great on the ball. He's very pleasing to watch, very fast, and like takes players on. He's confident. It makes Bradley look like, okay, then we've got Bradley as well. No, hold on. This guy should be the A-side. I think he's arguably the most underrated player in our team. I thought it was unbelievable last year. Unbelievable. And it's like, well, Frimpong signed, yeah, I get why you would have him above him in the hierarchy for all them reasons. He's a shiny new player. But for me, no, he starts. He starts over Frimpong. He's a better two-way fullback. Maybe in these games, you could start Frimpong as opposed to Bradley, because Burnley likely aren't going to have so much on the defensive side, I guess. But then the argument could be, well, Burnley might chuck everyone back. Therefore, if you chuck Frimpong forward, the only way they're going to score is going to be from counter-attack with Sinte against Newcastle and Bournemouth. If they get any sense, they do the same thing. And if you've got Frimpong playing, you're more exposed to that counter-attack. That's why I'd play Bradley. I don't think there's an argument for Frimpong at this moment in time, given his injury. Yeah, the Szoboszlai argument's there, but when you talk about the midfield, McAllister, I don't believe will play, given a bit of fitness concerns. Obviously went to international break with Argentina. It will take a lot longer to recover, or a bit longer to recover, at 100% capacity, definitely, than a lot of the other players. And don't get it twisted. I'm not playing him because of that. There's also other factors. He's had a really poor season for me so far. I've got to say, he's, for me, the best midfielder in our team. I'd even say behind Rodri, the best in the league. I think he certainly was last year. This guy's a world-class player. And people dropping him are really weird, by the way. He's had a really slow start, and there are definitely factors to that. I believe he missed a game because his wife had a kid. Unless I've made that up. He definitely missed one game because of something externally. Obviously, a bit of injury struggles during pre-season. A very disjointed pre-season when other players are playing 90 and really getting up to scratch. It was kind of like them 2 games against Bilbao. He was kind of thrown in there like, okay, play 90 now because, Palace game's on coming up on the weekend. So he was really rushed, in my opinion. I just think there's so many reasons as to why he's had a poor bit of form right now. It's nowhere near alarm bells like some people are saying. Just give him time. This happens. Every player goes through this in the career. And McAllister now, I don't know how he played against for Argentina, but I just don't think it helps. This fatigue, obviously, you're coming back a bit later. You're travelling a bit further as well. I would just rest on the side of, again, we're the right back. It's like, if you needed to play him, you play him. I'm sure he'll do fine, but we've got the luxury here. We don't need to play him. Therefore, Szoboszlai plays with, of course, Ryan Gravenberch, who I can't immediately find. There he is, 38. And I think that's your midfield too. Does it work as a 2? Yeah. Would I rather McAllister and never Gravenberch? Probably. But then again, Szoboszlai's form, he's on some, he's absolutely flying recently. I don't know if he'd play on the left or right. To be honest, I don't think it's a massive issue. We saw against Bilbao, he played off the left, and he played really well, actually, sitting, wasn't he? He was sitting more so. Obviously, Gravenberch tends to play on the right-hand side with McAllister here. Do you just keep Gravenberch there and move Szoboszlai to that side? Do you put Szoboszlai on this side? Because he's been so good as a right-back, he also could play in these, his best role for me is a right number 8, in my opinion. Ultimately, it's not the end of the world whoever plays where. They're not set to a position. It's not like they're playing this 2D formation. I'm sure they'll be just fine, whichever way they want to play, and rotate during the game. But I'm happy with that middle 2. I think that's a really good middle 2. I think there's a great balance there between a bit of form, a bit of class. I think there's a great balance between maybe the legs, maybe the defensive awareness, things like the late runs into the box, maybe the hanging runs or the I say late runs. I think he can do late runs into the box, but I like him sitting on the edge of the box. We saw it against Newcastle. I mean, he scored from the damn thing. Do you know what I mean? And Gravenberch is getting that shot away more often. I would love to see some stats, like a correlation between Gravenberch's shots at the start when he came into the team under Klopp versus his shots per game now. I feel like he's having at least 1 or 2 per game now, and that should be encouraged because he definitely can hit the thing. So I like that too. I do worry. I look at the Bournemouth game, and Bournemouth are a better team than Burnley, in my opinion. Thinking most people would agree. But teams can get at us on the counter right now. And you look at the Bournemouth game, we lost the ball here. There was no one back. Gravenberch has to sit. Burnley will see that as their biggest strength for me, as well as maybe set pieces. But we'll come on to that in a minute. That's your midfield too. Let me know if you agree in the comments. And then for me, this 4, I mean, I've spoken a lot about this side of the team because I think there's more that could be spoken about there. This 4 is pretty much a tap-in, in my opinion. Ekitike, Gakpo. Where is my mate here? Where is it? Oh, he's on the side here. Salah and Florian Wirtz. I don't see that changing at all. I think they've all been great. I think the attack's been the best part of our side. If you had to split it up into defence, midfield, attack, over the first 3 games, our attack's been the best. What do you call that? Facet? Or whatever you want to call it. I think our defence has been good against, obviously, Arsenal, clean sheet there. I just think at times very suspect against Bournemouth, again, against Newcastle. The midfield has lost a lot of their jewels against Newcastle, so that takes it down. But I thought against Newcastle, the one real shining light, aside from Szoboszlai and Van Dijk, I guess, was that attack. It looked really potent when they did get forward. Certainly against Bournemouth, scored 4 goals there. Arsenal scored a goal, had a few chances. Ekitike has been arguably their best player so far. Certainly our best signing, in my opinion, in the first 3 games or 4 games, including Palace. Gakpo's also been great. Gakpo's all these players coming in around him. He's surrounded by 3 new players here. Yet he's the one really leading the charge of this front line. I'm really impressed by Gakpo so far. And his performances are going definitely under the radar. Wirtz, he's coming into it. Again, this Arsenal game was a real Yeah, we won the game 1-0, but I'm really actually happy with these 3 performances. 1, 2, and 3. These 3 players have bounced back and they've shown what they can do, absolutely. If anyone had any questions or any doubts, you shouldn't really at all, but that game, certainly the second half, has absolutely disproved it and reminded you just the class these 3 players have, right? And Salah, goes without saying, gets in this team, of course. He's had a slow start. It's a very slow start, but I do believe back with Bradley, these 2 are the best combination for me. I think he gets the best out of him. I think he allows him to get into better areas of the box. I think actually in pre-season we saw this kind of thing, which is really interesting. Bradley inverting. That'll be a completely new dynamic to see in this game, which I don't believe Frimpong's really... He's not... Of course he can do it, of course. I could do it, but I'm not very good at it. Frimpong is better at going outside. Bradley's better at going inside, in my opinion. So that'll be a nice option. I'm really happy with the team. I think we're in a great position right now. Obviously, Isak's the one. It's like, well, will Isak play or not? I think he will. I really do believe if he's on the bench, he'll come on. A lot of people saying he won't. I hear the argument for, listen, if we're 2-0 up here, do you bring him on? Maybe not. You bring him on maybe at home to get the reception. Do you bring him on for his debut if we're winning against Burnley away? I don't know. I think the fitness thing's a bit of a nonsense. He's been training. Like, he's played for Sweden. I believe he played 90 minutes for Sweden. He's not, like, fucking in a wheelchair. He's fit. Do you know what I'm trying to say? What? What's that? No, John, do you know what I mean? Of course he can play. He can certainly play 20, 30 minutes if needed. I just don't think you play him if not needed. And that's a very similar thing around, McAllister as well. And you could say that about Frimpong as well. We're in a great position right now. Everyone, aside from Jones, or believes had a small injury, is fit. We could put out, a second team here and it'll be okay. So we're in the luxury of being able to pick from a 22-man squad, and that's a real great thing for Liverpool right now. Certainly first week back after the international break. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. We should win the game. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 for Liverpool. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed. See you later, guys. Thank you. Bye.